Welcome back. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rob Van Harris podcast. Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I know that I say that I'm excited every time in beginning of the podcast, guys, but I'm truly excited today. And the reason I'm excited, guys, is because I have a special guest here today, guys. Special guest. This person, guys, has not only been a huge part of my success, they've been a coach.
Ah,
They've been a mentor at times, guys, when some of my darkest hours.
wow.
He's the move to my Met, the other half of my soul. Guys, some of y'all know her as Cat. I call her Babe. But I want to introduce to y'all my queen, my heart, my friend, my partner, my wife. Cat Melendez Harris, guys. Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now. Come on now.
What an
Come on
introduction.
Come on
I
now.
appreciate that.
Hey man,
Hype me up. Hype
listen
me
now.
up.
Listen now.
Hype me up.
I'm here with my partner in real estate, my partner in life. You know, they say partner in crime, but we ain't doing no crimes, baby. Those days is behind us now. We ain't doing no crimes, baby. But no, man, you know what I mean?
Of who I am to you, who I've become to you, honey. So I really appreciate that. That's very sweet and kind of you.
I appreciate you, man. All that you do, all that you've done, man. Hey, man, we're going to run it. We're going to do what we do. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, guys. So today's topic is, babe, this is a good one for us because we don't have to rehearse for this or nothing. I mean, we lived it. We're living it. And this is just I think it's one of those things that people is constantly in the midst of. We get these questions a lot. And people are right now in the process of trying to transition from whatever it may be, right? Like, you know, a lot of people, even our own kids, right, is transitioning from school to adulthood, right? A lot of people are trying to embark on new journeys, new careers and things like that. And a lot of new investors reach out to us often.
Right.
And they ask the question, how do I get started? You know, what can I do to get started? And it's one of those things that we have heard a lot. So I figured to make this podcast and entitle this podcast, man, the things I wish I knew before I got started in investing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is going to be a great podcast, man, because we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the pros, the cons, the do's, the don'ts. You know what I mean? And hopefully it'll be able to help you guys not to make the same mistakes we made along our journey. Make sense? So with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling, man. Before we get started, guys, this is the intro of the podcast before we start diving and nose diving into all the good stuff, the meat and all that stuff, man. Let's go ahead and start, man. Let me know that y'all here. Let me know where y'all logging in from, man. And then we're going to go ahead and see where y'all logging in from, man. We're going to go ahead and do some little technical issues that we probably be having in the background. We're going to make sure all that is up and running. And then we're going to go ahead and, man, hit the ground running. Make sense? All right, guys, where y'all call it? Where y'all logging in from, man? Where y'all logging in from? Go ahead and place the comments here, man. And here's the thing, too. I want y'all also
thank you,
to
Timmy.
My man, Tim.
You guys are amazing.
Hey,
together.
man, we
Amen.
appreciate you,
Thank
Tim.
you.
Appreciate you, Tim.
Cali.
Yeah, man, Kylie. Damn, we got Kylie in the building. Come on, let's go, Tim. My man.
California.
Who else we got in the building, man? It's one of those things to where, guys, this podcast is built for the people who not just want to focus on winning in business, right? This podcast is built on helping people to win in life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we do life with people, right? And we want to help you to win in every aspect possible, in every area of your life. You know what I mean? We want you to wake up and not go to work, but wake up to go to life. And I want to bring on people that's going to help y'all to do just that. You know what I mean? In the area of business, right? In the area of mindset. As y'all can see, last week we had my man Keston Glasgow on, man. We talked about mindset, mind insurance, man. We tapped in heavy. And that thing was so powerful, man. I had so many people reach out to me and was just saying to me like how they were blessed, man, from what we were able to do for them, man, and what they was able to gain from that podcast, man. You know what I mean? Just the revelation and the knowledge that was just dished out during that podcast was amazing, guys. So, man, I'm ready, man. Daz in grind mode. My man, who is Daz in grind mode? Let's go, man. Hey, listen, man. So with that being said, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, man. We got Kylie in the building. We got Alana in the building, man. And guys, we know people come stumbling in late, man, but whatever, like I said, man, this podcast, again, guys, is going to focus in on all the things we would have, we wish that we knew before we got invested in real estate. So just to tell y'all a little bit of background about myself and who we are and what we do. My man, Mauricio. Okay, Mauricio. What's up with you, brother? That's my guy right there, man. Yeah. So how you change your name on your thing, man? Gotta keep it Mauricio, brother. Gotta let people know who you are, man. But with all that being said, man, you know what I mean? What we do, guys, is that to tell you a little bit about myself and what we do and how we operate. Me and my team, we're real estate investors, guys. I've been now in the business along with my wife, Catherine, who's here with me today, guys. We've been in business now for over 18 years, guys. I started when I was 21 years old. I bought my first rental property. I started off as a landlord. I started off with rooming houses. And then from rooming houses, we went into property management. And then from property management, we went into fixing and flipping. And then from fixing and flipping, we went into traditional real estate. And from traditional real estate, we went into full-blown investing to where we was buying properties, renovating properties, adding them to our portfolio, fixing and flipping, doing a lot of creative strategies and things like that. So just in case you guys who's here today don't know who we are, guys, we're capable. We're very experienced to be able to talk about the subject that we're going to tap into today. And I'm excited to share, man, not only just my knowledge, but my experience with you all. And I'm sure Catherine is excited to do the same, guys. So with that being said, man, let's tap into this, guys. What's some of the things, and I want you guys to leave comments asking us questions because I want you to help us to help you all. Right. This is an interaction podcast, right? So you got to help us to help you. So we're going to start with, if you could do it all over again, babe, how would you get started? New investors just getting out of school, maybe high school, college, looking to break into this real estate world that we refer to as investing. Where would you start?
Well, I would start with, for me, research, getting in the right room, spending time with people that's already doing the business. I feel like in the beginning, Rob and I kind of learned things, I would say like the hard way, right? We took the long road because we were kind of hands-on with everything. And we kind of were in certain circles at the time where a lot of our people in our surroundings, they didn't really know too much about real estate. Yeah. And so I feel like if we would have spent more time around people that were way well ahead of us, we would have gotten to where we needed to be a lot faster.
I agree.
I feel like we spent a lot of time just trying to figure it out on our own before we got into the right rooms and within the right community of people.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would definitely change that. Like I would just seek that help. I would ask for help, right? Like that would be the first thing. I would ask someone for help, someone that I knew was actually succeeding in what I was trying to become.
Makes sense. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So basically, you would recommend coaching.
Coaching, mentoring, yes. And then there are a lot of people out here that are in the business that you don't necessarily even have to pay. They will give you their ear. They will lend you their time. Sure. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you seek that type of help first.
I agree. I totally agree. So with that being said, man, I mean, I totally agree with everything she just now touched on, guys. If I can do it all over again, man, as I stated, we started out um, as a landlord, basically, right? And what happened was I purchased my first property when I was like 20 years old. And then I converted that property into a rooming house. And it was a 5-bedroom house, right? So then we had some friends that come to us to say, hey, man, I see what you did with this one house. Can you, tell me how much you making off of this? And I gave him what we was making off of it per week. And he was like, dude, you're making per week what we're making monthly. If I was able to load you up with more of these, would you be able to duplicate what you've done here with these other houses? I'm 21, 20 years, maybe 22 by this time. I'm like, man, what? Load me up. You know what I mean? So that's how the property management thing started. So it started from me just buying that one rooming housing. One rooming house, converting it into a rooming housing. And then I had a friend to come along that had a bunch of real estate that started dishing me houses to convert into rooming houses. So that's how we started property management. And then it went from houses, single family dwelling to multi-families, you know what I mean? 8-unit, 12-unit buildings. So, man, I recommend. So I wouldn't have started there. You know what I mean? In today's society, in today's economy, I wouldn't have started there because it burnt us out. My God.
Yeah.
Especially me, because I was the one going down, doing a lot of the evictions and all of that stuff, man. Right. I'm living down in landlords and tenant court. They know me by first name. I'm doing writ of possessions, Elliott writs. This is when we were back in Philadelphia. It was a process. Yeah. And man, we just lived there and it just burnt me out. So if I had to start all over again, because when people say real estate, that's broad, right? Like there's a lot of things you can tap into when you're talking about real estate, right? Yeah. So when we talking, real estate can be buy and hold. It can be fix and flip. It can be building from the ground up. It can be so many things, but we want to, specifically tap into the basics today. And the thing that we mainly specialize in, which is one, we have buy and hold. We have a lot of properties within our portfolio, and we do a lot of fixing and flipping. And the way we purchase these properties is by utilizing creative strategies. And we're not going to do too much of a deep dive into the creative portion of it, but we will give you guys the meat, you know what I mean, and the step-by-step instructional, give you the step-by-step instructions as to how to basically get this thing rocking and rolling. So out of all those things I just named, fixing and flipping, we've done property management, we've done buy and hold, we've done wholesaling, we've done all this stuff. Where would you start if you had to do it all over again and you was just looking to get into the business?
As far as the strategy?
As far as strategy, like exit strategy.
Oh, exit strategies? Wholesale, absolutely.
Why is wholesale?
Wholesale. Because there's you don't have to buy any material to wholesale. You don't have to find any contractors. You don't have to, you don't have to have any money to get your first deal. And wholesaling, it just helped us to really scale a lot faster. For me, I feel like you get that check a lot quicker. And when you're beginning, you want to get to the bag as quickly as possible. And wholesale helped us to do that.
Especially when you got bills to pay, 4 kids to raise. You know what I mean? You're young, you're trying to get your footing, you're trying to find your way. Man, and the crazy thing is that we were kind of wholesaling years ago before the word wholesaling even became cool. So remember when we had we had a contracting business for years, right? So remember the guy Paul next door to our office, he would give us the list of properties and we would throw them on, me, you, and mom would throw them on Craigslist.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember that. It's so many scenarios.
We were wholesaling them. We was taking those properties and we was wholesaling those properties on behalf of our next door neighbor. So we had a contracting business too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. We had a contracting business, and a guy next to us who ended up actually buying the whole building, he was actually giving us a list of properties that he was picking up from the auction. And he would say, hey man, listen, I want this amount. Next to each property was a price that he wanted. And then what he would do was he would say, anything you make over this is yours. Right. And then we would put them on Craigslist And then people would come in, you know what I mean? At this point, we was old school, right? We had combination lock boxes, or we had the keys at the office. They would come in, they would go see the house, and they would buy it. Most of them would buy cash. That was wholesaling. And that's why I always say we was wholesaling before the word wholesaling was even wholesaling. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would start from wholesaling, guys, because it's the easy, the most quickest way that you can get to get to $1, man. I'm talking about
down for real.
And here is the thing too. People make it more complicated than what it is. Right? It's really just having access to the actual asset, right? So let's just say Catherine. So people, how many of y'all here know what wholesaling is? Say me, because I want to know my audience. How many of y'all know? Because we talk about wholesaling, I want to start going down the road, the yellow brick road of wholesaling, and you guys don't even know what it is. Whoever determine, you understand what I'm saying when I'm referring to wholesaling, give me a me in the comment section, guys. Give me a me. So with that being said,
basically just say what it is.
Okay. So with that being said, so basically everybody here know what wholesaling is then. So basically all it is just finding an asset. So if Catherine had a property, right? What I would do was I would go to Catherine, and if Catherine, let's just say, was looking to get $100,000 for that property, right? I would then go and to one of my buyers, right? That's why networking is important. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tap into that in just a second as well. Networking is important because I would go find one of my cash buyers, right? And then if you was looking to get $100,000, I would present that property to my cash buyer for 110, right? And then if I was to get a yes from my end buyer or my cash buyer for that 110, at the closing table, you get your 100, right? I get my 100, I get my $10,000, and everybody win. And of course, that's before closing costs on Catherine's part, but I get my $10,000 for going out and bringing my buyer this property, this asset, this opportunity that really was $100,000, but I put $10,000 on the top, and I just make what's in between, guys. And you'd be surprised how people are thriving. I'm talking about making 10,000, 20, 30, some people $100,000 a month plus from just doing that very thing right there.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
And then the time, like you get so much of your time back because you're not spending so much time on these deals either, you know, because like you said, you get the house, you get it under contract, you find the buyer, you make your $10,000, you walk away, and you're on to the next deal. Like, how sweet is that?
That's so true. That's so true. And with that being said, you don't have to worry about the liability that comes with the flipping.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The holding. Because when
that could be a dangerous game. I do want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Flipping and holding, I would never start there. I mean, flipping or holding, I would never start there. Because first of all, flipping can be the one thing that if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know your numbers, if you don't know how to comp, which is comparables, you know, if you don't know how to compare properties and know true value and how to find the true values of properties, you don't know contractors that are quality, that really going to show up on time and do the work and do the thing that you need them to do. Like, if you don't know budgets, you can get into that thing and it could really put you out of business and
before you even get started. Before you even get started.
Absolutely. I would never start there.
Then people don't talk about the things that go into it because you're actually taking possession of the property. You're becoming the owner. That's ownership, right? So you got to get the bills turned on, the utilities, right?
Yes.
You're paying taxes on that property. Every month, every day, every week that goes by, you're paying taxes on it, right?
Yeah.
It's so much like, and not only that, if you took out a loan, you're paying interest on it daily as well.
Yeah.
Like every day that go by, that property is like technically it's a liability until it becomes It's a liability until it becomes an actual asset. You follow what I'm saying? It's literally a liability. So you have all the bills that you're paying on that property, right? You have the taxes, the interest that you're paying daily, right? You have this is what we refer to as holding costs. You have to get the grass cut. You have to put alarms on the system. Alarm systems on the property. This is all the stuff that comes with flipping. that people don't really tell you about. You just basically see the glitz and the glamour of fixing and flipping, the aftermath.
Or people at the closing table signing hush or signing off on the dotted line. The settlement sheets. No. Like that's you don't know the pain, blood, sweat, and tears that happens prior to getting to that closing table. And unfortunately, not everyone is actually getting to the closing table because the house does not sell for various reasons.
That's true.
Various reasons. Not only that old property doesn't sell because it's overpriced. No. What if you have the craftsmanship is bad, or you didn't really design the house well? What if you didn't stage the home and paint a picture for the buyers, right? Somewhere that they would want to live. Like there's so many different things and reasons why people do not close. And it's bigger than it was priced wrong.
It's a lot of parts play. I mean, it's people right now, man, that watched, they watch social media, they watch HGTV or whatever the sitcom or
the inspiration
may be, right? They watch that and they think it's going to be, I just go ahead, I get the lender, I get the money, and I'm just going to go in here, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm just going to sell this thing for what I want to sell it for. It don't work like that. You got to make sure, guys, what I would build up a nice little nest egg, guys. I would build up a nice little cushion, before I get into fix and flipping. You know what I mean? And again, wholesaling is just one exit strategy as to how you can do that. You know what I mean? It's a thing that people refer to as being a bird dog. You know what I mean? You can make money off of just basically bringing properties without having to do all the finding of the buyers or what I just made mention of. It's people that bring us properties, right? They call it a bird dog. They can be driving. They can do it they're driving for dollars, what we refer to as driving for dollars. They call sellers or they call an agent and they just basically look for a yes. You know what I mean? They look for people that's willing, ready, and able to sell a house, right? And then they get in touch with an investor, a willing, ready, and able buyer. And then again, all they do is they basically pass that lead on to the buyer. And if that buyer end up closing that deal, they end up getting a finder's fee. Just by bird dogging. All they're doing is just connecting that investor to properties. To opportunities, to maybe a wholesaler who have the property under contract. What's an end buyer? An end buyer. Okay, so good question, Tim. So an end buyer is someone who has the money.
It's really pronounced end buyer.
End
end buyer.
The end buyer. So end. That's what we refer to them as. It's the person who ultimately end up purchasing the property. Like me, right? I buy a lot of properties off of wholesalers. So a wholesaler bring me an opportunity, right? They found the seller. The seller say, like Tim, let's say you're the wholesaler, or you're let me use wholesaler or bird dog. So you're driving around, right? And you see a house that's abandoned. Overgrown grass, the gutters is hanging off, the roof have a huge hole in it, right? You basically write down that address or put it into an app like driving Deal Machine or what's one of those other apps? Deal Machine. I
think Batch Leads.
Batch Driven. You can download apps to where you can press a button and it'll load up into your app and then you would skip trace it. And when you skip trace it, you'll call that seller, Tim, right? So when you call that seller, you like, hey, I know this call is out of the blue, but I'm just curious if you would be interested in selling that house located on 123 Main Street. And then if the seller say, yes, I'm interested, your next question, well, how much are you looking to sell it for? And let's just say they say $100,000. You can then, Tim, bring that deal to me, a person like me, to say, hey, look, I had this opportunity and I'm looking to sell it. Or I'm looking to sell my interest, which is basically an assignment. I'm willing to assign my interest in this contract. You get it under contract. So let's say Catherine say $100,000. You get Catherine under contract. You bring it to Rob, and then you tell Rob, Catherine want $100,000, but then you come and tell Rob, I want 110. That's your $10,000 right there. Because all you going to do is you're going to put Catherine in a contract, and then you can do one or two things. I recommend you assign it, right? Because then I accumulate all the costs. Or you can do something that's called double close it, Tim, to where you can basically buy it for $100,000 from Catherine and then turn around and sell it to me for 110. Now you probably going to ask like, well, Rob, where would I get the $100,000 from? It's something, and guys, get ready for this, guys, because here's a gym moment. Get ready. Mm-hmm. Get ready. It's something that we refer to now as pass-through funding, to where the closing attorneys will allow you to, some closing attorneys do this, some closing attorneys don't, but they allow you to utilize my funding as long as I'm okay with it to purchase the property, right? I wire my 110. They use 100 of that 110 to pay Catherine, and then they take your 10 and pay you. Mm-hmm. That's what we refer to as pass-through funding. You're utilizing my money. You don't have to have the money. You're utilizing my money. Or you have the second option to where you can utilize transactional funding. Mm-hmm. And transactional funding is where you would get a lender involved who may charge you maybe 1% for that $100,000 to purchase from Catherine, right? So 1%, you have to pay $1,000 to the lender, right? $100,000 to Catherine. You all in 101. Mm-hmm. You're going to have some closing costs. That's going to be about another $2,000. That's about 103. When it's all said and done, you're going to walk with about 7. Let me know if that makes sense, Tim. Speaking of pass-through funding and traditional funding, let's talk about some of the ways that people may not know of that they can purchase properties out here. You know what I mean? Like some of the strategies we use that that exist, that people may not know exist. And
yeah, it is a lot of info to take in.
For sure.
It is a lot of information to take in. It does take time to learn this business. That's why we say it's important to spend your time with people that are well ahead of you, so that you can kind of, cut the learning in half. You know what I mean? But yeah, have it on replay. And then
yes.
And we're always around. Like if you ever have questions, here and there, it's not a problem. Send it in the inbox here and there. We can do what we can do to help you guys. It's not a problem at all. But yeah, it is a lot of meat that you're given.
Yeah, especially somebody like you, Tim, because I've noticed you've been here every week, or every other week. So this podcast, guys, go live every second and fourth week of the month. Mm-hmm. Every second and fourth week of the month. So we go live on Thursday at 7:00. So make sure y'all put that on your calendar, guys. Every second and fourth week of the month, we go live at 7:00 p.m., guys.
And it's on TikTok.
And it's just my man. He found me on TikTok. Shout out to my son, Lil Rob, man.
Yeah, go Little Rob.
Shout out to my son, Lil Rob.
He's a social media guy. That's what's up.
Yep, he's my social media guy. He be putting all that stuff with, on TikTok and all that stuff up there for me, man. But
I think you should actually do a learning, like a live on comping. On comping properties, because that is a big part of this business, and like knowing what a deal looks like. I think you may need to just do, I don't know. I think it would have helped me a lot too.
If I do something on comping, video on comping, you think that'll help, guys? So put that in there. Give me a yes in the comment section.
Comping. I think that would be very helpful. And if you're just starting off in real estate, getting your first deal, knowing how to comp is going to be something that's going to help you get ahead fast. Because if you're just sending deals that aren't deals that you don't know how to comp, then you're just kind of going to be spinning your wheels. And you're going to give up. Give up in the process because you're not going to close anything.
Yeah. I think also that I want this podcast to be like a how-to guide.
Yeah.
As to how people can get started and not only just basically get into real estate, but to thrive in real estate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they can basically just go to my channel, rather it's my YouTube channel, TikTok, you know what I mean? They can just binge watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just really learn, because it's a lot of fluff out here nowadays. You know what I mean? People, they're not, truth to the matter, and me and Rob was just talking about this the other day, they're not really doing
They're not really doing the deals.
Yeah, they're not really doing the deals.
Yeah.
And they just, people is quick to basically put out there in the social media world, and anybody can pretend to be that bull.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or
Doing the
that
thing,
girl
yeah.
doing the thing. And I'm not even gonna say it's cool, because what happens is it's affecting others. It's affecting people, because
Yeah.
people think that it's just this magical thing that's just this press button thing that you can just do, and boom, you just become a millionaire overnight, or you just start making $100,000 a month. That doesn't exist, guys. Like, most people who really out here, that's really putting in work, that's really doing the thing, that's really out here making the real money, man, they been at this thing. It's just that you just heard about them. Like Tim just talked about finding me on TikTok. Tim just heard about me, but Tim, I've been at this for 18 years. You know what I mean? It's just that, again, it's just like with anything that comes out. Like, people's like, oh, this person, like a new music artist that come out, they're like, oh, this person's trying to sound like this person, or this person trying to sound like that person. But once that person get established, you no longer, you know about that person, and you now singing their songs, or, you know, repeating their lyrics. You no longer start comparing that person to the other person, because now that person didn't have they have a proven concept. They show that they're credible.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they don't have the HUD sheets, you know what I mean, behind that stuff that they're showing you on social media. That's why I tell people all the time, man, HUD up or shut up. You know what I mean? Because people can talk about they make $100,000 a month, or they millionaires and this and that. Okay, where are the HUD sheets? Because if you're really closing those deals, and you before you go buy $100,000 mentor,
that part.
You know what I mean, or a coaching program, $30,000 coaching program, where are the HUD sheets? You know what I mean? Like, where's the proof that you've actually done the thing?
Yeah.
Because a mentor should be somebody that actually has gone before you and did the thing that you're basically paying them to teach you to do. They just can't come to you and ask you to give them $15,000, $30,000, $100,000. And I'm saying that, and there's some mentorships that cost $100,000, some even more.
Yeah.
But they don't even do real estate anymore. They don't even do real estate anymore. They literally just sell coaching programs. For real. No. I'm not even playing about this. They don't close on deals.
Or they've done one deal or two deals, and then they start a wholesale coaching program, and they've only done 2 deals.
I know people who literally, everyone is a coach on Instagram. You ain't lying. And I'm not knocking nobody, but it hurts people, because I know a person one time, literally, he was in the business for maybe 6 months, and then he started talking about his students. I was like, students? He was like, yeah, my students. I'm like, dude, you don't even know anything yet. How are you going to coach somebody else and you still out here making trial and error? You're going to get hurt in the process, and you're going to hurt others in the process. And I can't be a part of that. You know what I mean? I can't represent stuff like that, man, because it's this right here. Purchasing a property is one of the biggest investments a person is going to make in their life. And if you don't really know what you're doing, then you need to just basically, and here's another extra, it's going to lead us to our next. What happened to just going and sitting up underneath somebody and learning the thing? Going to go work for somebody else's company instead of just trying to come out and be the boss out the gate. Why don't you go? Some people, you can just go work for somebody else's company.
Yeah.
Be an intern. You know what I mean? You hear people like Robert Kiyosaki, you know, them talk about it all the time.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like Robert Kiyosaki is not paying his students to learn up under him. They understand the power of Robert Kiyosaki, right? They understand the power of being in the room with someone like him.
Robert Kiyosaki did the same thing, though, underneath his mentors. He literally went and
he just sat up under them.
For free.
Right, for that's what I'm saying.
He's like, I just want to learn.
Yeah, just want to learn. And there's power in that. And I think we, as a people, we need to get back to that, understanding the power of just learning and just breathing the air with someone that's done the thing over and over and over and over again, so that you can, be successful. It's not always about pay me to do something, is what I'm getting at. And I think that's something that I see a lot now. It's like, if you don't pay me, I don't want to be in your atmosphere, right? But at the same time, but you want to learn what I spent over 18 years. I've learned to spend over 18 years getting this information.
Correct.
So if you want to become, or get to where I'm at, you're going to have to You're gonna have to spend time.
You got to spend time at this thing.
Yeah,
you got to spend time at this thing. Hey guys, be sure help us to help y'all. Make sure y'all leaving comments. Make sure y'all commenting on these on this post. Make sure y'all sharing it, guys. Help us to help others, man. I mean, that's the best gift you can give, man, is the gift of knowledge, right? Like knowledge is power. We've been told all our lives, guys. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today, even if it's helping you, most likely it's going to help others. Make sure y'all share it. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment. And more importantly, make sure y'all, if y'all on the YouTube channel, make sure y'all subscribe, guys. This thing is coming to y'all 2 times a month. And as we continue to grow, it's going to go every week. So let's continue to, help build this thing, guys, so we can help other people. Yes. What's one of the books that you would recommend that you've recently read or read in the past that's made an impact in your life that you would recommend to the audience?
I would say The Power of One More.
The Power of One More
by Ed Mylett. That's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah,
one of my favorite books. Yeah. Just The Power of One More talks a lot about one more set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just doing certain amount of sets, go and do that one more set. You're making your calls, you're doing cold calls, make one more call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I loved that concept, and it actually tricks my mind to think, if I am doing something and I'm getting tired, or I'm like, okay, I feel like I've reached a goal, I always hear that in my head, like, no, just do one more. You know what I mean? Just do it one more time. Do it one more time. If even though I'm emotionally, I'm tired. Sometimes I don't feel like getting up the next day and doing the thing. You know what I mean? But that pops up in my mind. Just one more. One more day. Just one more day. You know what I'm saying? And it actually does get me to motivate myself to do what I need to do.
I love that. I did a video yesterday, and it was me and Rob talking, me and my son, little Rob, talking, and I was basically saying to him, I was like, man, whatever you do, don't give up. You know what I mean? Yes, regardless of what it is, man, don't give up, because we all going to have difficult times and difficult seasons, right? Yeah. We all going to have that moment in darkness. You won't get through life, this thing called life, without going through hardships, right? Mm-hmm. I don't care whether you middle class, poor, rich, wealthy, we all go through this thing and all going to go through this thing called life. Life is going to life, man. So when you get up and you going through those trials and tribulations of life, understand that you don't want to throw in a towel, man. Don't give up on yourself. Put one foot in front of the other and give that day your best, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Give that day all that you got within you at that moment, right? And then guess what you do at the end of the night? You go to sleep, you wake up. And guess what? It may not be as dark as it was the day before. It may be a little sunshine out. You know what I mean? You may feel be a little stronger and able to, take a few more steps and able to give a little bit more that day, right? But then you go to sleep and you wake up again.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen is one day you're going to wake up, man. You're going to realize that it's no longer darkness, man, hovering over your head, right? That pain or whatever you was faced with at that time is you're no longer feeling dreadful. You're no longer feeling heavy.
Yes.
You're no longer feeling consumed by just the headaches and the trials and the tribulations that just comes with hardships, man. And that's what we talk about when we stay, and that's what the power of one more. Consistency, man. Consistency. The people, man, that's really out here doing it, guys, the people who you look at and consider doing great things, you know what I mean? The people that the best, that separate the best from all the rest. You know what I mean? The fakes from the greats is that they stay consistent.
Yes.
Consistency is the key, man. And if you could keep waking up and just doing that thing, and it's boring, right? Like
it could be routine.
Routine can be boring.
It could be boring. You're right.
Because it's times with me and you, we gotta, like, I literally, like, especially like in the wintertime, like I told Catherine, we're gonna start flying out because I love the sun. Like in the summertime, I don't be in the office much. I go in my backyard and I work from my backyard because it's just something about that sun hitting my face, man, that just literally just rejuvenates me. You know what I mean? And I'm big on that because you got to be in a place, especially when you're trying to lock in, to where, making 20 calls, 30 calls, and talking to 20, 30 different people a day, it's not always fun. People have different personalities, different spirits. You know what I mean? People just be, especially in this business, it can get really heavy. But at the end of the day, you got to find a thing to do, rather it's doing working out throughout the day, rather it's turning on music. You know what I mean? Rather it's, you know what I mean? Like literally feeding yourself, the right protein and the right nourishment within your body that's going to give you that strength you need to give you that push. You got to find whatever it is that's going to help to give you that push throughout the day, that's going to help you to get through that day, to get to the levels that you're trying to tap into. Because most of the people don't reach great exploits in life because they give up right on the break of them getting ready to get to the very thing that they've been working so hard to get to.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Consistency is powerful. If you have a 9 to 5 or you've had a 9 to 5, you had to be at that job no matter what, every single day. And if you didn't show up, they will fire you. Right. So, show up for yourself. Show up for yourself like you would have for that job. Like show up for yourself every single day, whether you feel like it, whether you don't feel like it. Listen, there is power in just showing up. There's power in just showing up, power and consistency, power in, staying committed to something, staying long enough to see it through. And then once you get that first check, it's no greater feeling than accomplishment. Man. Because I'll tell you, it's real boring until I put that 10,000, 15,000 wire in my bank account.
Boy, all that go out the window.
Real boring until then.
All that go out the window. And that's why I be talking about like operating from the place of excellence. I was just talking to my sons about this too. I'm like, man, you got to do everything from the place of excellence. Because if I was to tell you that you was making $10,000 this week doing this thing that I'm asking you to do, you would be on it. You would be studying. You know what I mean? You would be waking up early. You would be doing whatever you needed to do if you know that come Monday, if I told you on Friday, I was going to give you $10,000 if you basically checked off every box on this list. You would be at it. That's basically why do we have to see everything can't be motivated by money? Because if you basically find the thing, right, that you're naturally good at, eventually you will become great at. Then the money is just a byproduct of you just doing the thing that you're already good at. Yeah. Just a byproduct. You dig what I'm saying? The money gonna come. Like I'm great at negotiating.
Yes, he is.
I'm great at that.
You go, boy.
Oh man, listen. And Catherine know how to line me up, man. My brother Starks is in the building, man. What's going on, brother? Man, proud of you. I love you too as well, my brother. Hey, man, you know what I mean? It's like I'm great at negotiating, right? And I know how to comp very well. I know how to see things that a lot of people don't see in deals. Like it's always been a gift of mine. Like we've been fortunate enough that we haven't taken too many L's on our flips.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
You know what I mean? We've made mistakes. We've lost money on deals, but I don't think we ever came out of pocket to where we had to come out of pocket like $10, $15, $20,000 to get out of a deal. Glory be to God. But I got this gift to where I can see a thing where other investors may pass on it. And I'm like, no, I want that deal. I want that deal. And here is why I want it. You know what I mean? Because I already have certain pieces in place. I know that my wife, she know how to stage, right? She's great at designing and decor and all of that stuff, right? I'm like, I got that piece. And I can already picture that if I move this wall and make this an open floor plan, oh my gosh, my wife, she gonna get these countertops. She gonna do this with this fireplace. They got this fireplace that they even see. I'm like, why did they pass on this? And then I'll buy it. And then let's just say we have, so we have a fix and flip department. We have my son and them. We have also within our business that wholesaling department as well. So where my son, he runs that department, right? And then what happened is sometimes we have maybe like 12 deals at the same time under contract. So if we're working on, let's say we have 12 under contract, we're working on like 4 out there in the field, 5 in the field. Our crews can only manage but so much. So we'll start deploying a lot of it. And then if it's a really good deal, my son will start trying to basically put it out there to end buyers, what we talked about, END, guys, cash buyers. And if they don't bite, we just buy them. And then we just put them out there as is. And then we end up getting way more on the MLS than what we would have gotten from the buyer who was looking to sell it to.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, yo, how didn't y'all see this? Or then we'll flip it, right? And we'd be like, how didn't y'all see this, man? This is crazy.
But that
Megan,
really,
take it down. The questions too fast. Let us read those questions, Megan.
Well, it was more so comments than questions. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing though, you know, what you're talking about, what you're speaking about, anyone really could learn it. Like it is a gift that you have, like it is something that you always spoke about since we were like, it was since you were like 21 and I was 18. It's always something you wanted to do and you wanted to be in real estate.
Oh yeah.
On top of course, you were doing your music, but at the same, you knew you were going to own an apartment building and things like that. The things he always spoke about. And so you do have a natural gift for negotiation, period. But it's like spending time. You're able to, if you just spend time with people that are like what we keep saying are in the business. And even just studying on YouTube and things like that, like you will learn a lot of these strategies like that. We've learned a lot of these things from community and from research and studying and talking with people who are in the business. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do that. And like that's once again, the power of relationships and community,
networking. Like guys, like if I was here, so here's another. Okay, so here's a couple. We're talking about the things I wish I knew before I got started in investing. Networking, guys. The power of networking has changed my life. Y'all see all these people I bring on to the podcast? Y'all see people who's making those, those beautiful comments, man. Thank y'all for those kind words, man. We do life with people. I know a lot of people because I networked throughout the years. We've done a lot of networking. So people who y'all look at as like the gurus now, I knew those people and was doing life with those people when we were all just basically trying to just make it. You know what I mean? So the power of networking, they got a saying that say, you know what I mean? Your network is your net worth. You know what I mean?
Man,
it's the truth, guys.
That just spoke to me.
It's the truth, guys, because it is power in relationships, man. You know what I mean? Everything that y'all see, when you see people come on and they're really the real people that I'm talking about, the people that's really doing great exploits in life, man, they're just like Catherine and I, we're just the face here today, guys. But we got a team member in the back, you know what I mean, helping with the comments. As you can see, they're coming up. We have people that basically help us. Now, I don't even run many comps. My team run comps. My team lock up deals. You know what I mean? The systems and things. When people ask me about systems and stuff, I don't even know much about them because I have a team now that handles that. But it took us years to find the right people for the right seats. But it all came from basically networking and building relationships with people. And as I started growing relationships, people let people know what it is that I need. And then more importantly, what it is that they need that I can help them with and bring value to their business. And then when they see that I was truly a go-giver and I was really here to offer value, people naturally just want to be a go-giver back to you.
They want to be in the room with someone who has that same like-minded spirit.
That's it.
You're right.
That's it. It's more blessing to give than it is to receive, guys. I'm keep trying to tell people that, like we talked about last week, like it's part of even finding your purpose, right? You know what I mean? You want to find your purpose? I'm going to tap into this again. If you want to find purpose, number one, this is how you find out what you was destined to do, what God designed you to do, what God literally gave you that gift to basically be able to go out here and fulfill purpose, right? Number one, you want to basically take into consideration the things that you do great, the things that you're great at that may be difficult or seem to be difficult or appear to be difficult for others, but they just come easy to you. You know what I mean? Like, what's that thing that you do that you're just great at? You know what I mean? But it's difficult for others, right? And then two, would you do that thing for free? Like, would you do it for free? And then three, are you a giver, man? Like, giver don't always have to be about giving money. You can give your time. Right now, this is me just giving my time. I'm not getting paid from this. I'm just on here trying to give back because I see that we're in a world today that could utilize the stuff that Catherine and I have within us. You know what I mean? So why not give? I'm
Yeah.
not charging nobody for this. The very things that we're talking about today, people charge thousands and thousands of dollars just to get this. And we're on here, we're just giving. You know what I mean? And guess what? We're taking imperfect action.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's so important. That was actually going to be one of my points about the subject. What I wish I knew before getting into real estate was like taking imperfect action. Like stop waiting. Like because like faith without works is dead, and that's such a something that you hear everyone say like cliche type of thing. Faith without works is dead, but literally faith without works is dead. Like if you don't get up and get out there and have faith in yourself, that you can do this, with fear and awe, right? Because at the same time, you're even afraid, but do it afraid, right? If you don't ever act, you don't ever take action, and you just keep spewing out all this faith, nothing is going to change. And I think that a lot of what we've learned over the years is like, because we just, not only that God said it, but like and we had the faith, but like we took action. Imperfect action, like just fell through it, and we've learned some of the greatest lessons in this business by just having faith that, you know what, I know, look, if God said it, I can do it, and I'm gonna go after it. And that's just how we built. That's how we've gotten to where we are today. Like just trusting that, you know what, I have it within me to have a greater situation than what I see today. Like I see a vision, I see something greater than where we are. And there is importance in having vision along with faith, imperfect action, but it all started with a vision. You have to have that vision that coincides with the faith and the action. And I'm telling you, all those things in working together, you have to become successful.
I agree. I totally agree.
It has to happen.
Well spoken. Well spoken. And a lot of people suffer from analysis paralysis. You know what I mean? Where they basically they're watching so many videos. You know what I mean? They signing up for all these different coaching programs, but yet instead they're not taking no action. There's no action. You know what I mean? And I'd rather go out here and bump my head, right? Because if you look at it, most of the things that you've gone through in life, especially those dreadful things, you know what I mean? The things to where rather it was in sports, rather it was in school, you know, you getting ready for a test. Usually you had to make mistakes, right? And usually those mistakes and do nothing but just sharpen your blade.
Yes.
All it did was sharpen your blade, and you like, ooh, won't make that mistake again. Oh, that's where I went wrong. Okay, so let me tweak this. And all it does is make you stronger, guys. So I don't understand, like, and I'm not saying it because I understand, man, you know, fear is a thing that really exists, but don't allow fear to paralyze you. Don't allow fear to paralyze you, because it will. And you know, we all know the people, man, that's just basically standing on the sidelines. You know what I mean? A lot of the people may be listening to this podcast right now, but you won't really see what you're capable of and see what God really had for you to receive. You know what I mean? And to become, if you don't go out here and take imperfect action, man.
Yes, that's so good.
You know what I mean? Imperfect action.
Podcast I love some imperfect action.
Yeah, this podcast has been perfect. It's imperfect action. You know what I mean? I don't have the best, you know what I mean? A bunch of people, you know what I mean, with the broadcast, you know, or production and all that. But guess what? A set crew. No, my son come in here, he press a button, and boom, we go live.
Yeah,
that's just what we're doing. That's what we on right now. It don't need to be perfect.
And we
ain't doing no editing neither. And yeah,
we pushed him. My family pushed me into we pushed him to do it because you know, he does get a lot of questions. You'd be surprised if like we were to put his DMs and share the screen and see the questions. I mean, and he's like feeling so bad because he's getting so many questions that he can't get to them. And we just be like, wait, just start a podcast, you know, just start sharing so that this way, if people can't get to you in your inbox, they can literally go and watch these videos and learn from, you know what I mean? Like, so we literally pushed him into it because trust me, he was like, that's going to be another thing. You know what I mean? Because even doing a podcast, that's going to take consistency, right? It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. So it is what it is. So but he's doing it, and hey, look,
Hey, man. Hey,
I'm
man.
I'm
That's
proud
what
of
it's
you,
about
baby.
right here.
Sharing is
Hey,
caring,
man,
baby.
sharing is
Sharing is
caring.
caring.
I want to see people win. Yeah, I mean, I want to see people wake up and go to life.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
He
So
means that.
that's what we on, man. It's 2025, man. So, another thing that, people I get a lot of questions on is, Rob, looking to buy a house, looking to get, started in this thing. Do I need an LLC? Should I buy a property in my own name? What's your take on that?
You need to get a LLC to buy it in your LLC because for anonymity purposes,
okay,
to remain anonymous, right? No one can come after your assets if you buy the property in your LLC. For tax purposes, you can save a lot of money for tax purposes buying it in your LLC. I mean, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, anonymity and what she's referring to with that word is privacy. So we buy a lot of properties in LLCs, right? And you can go look up one of our properties, but you would never be able to attach Rob and Kat to that property.
Yes.
Which means that if people go and do a slip and fall at one of your Airbnbs just because they know it's your house. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Oh, it's Rob and Cat house. Let me go do a slip and fall and scam because I know they on a couple dollars. You know what I mean? So any properties we buy, you would never be able to attach them to it. So yes, go get an LLC, guys. You know what I mean? Simply put, go get an LLC, protect yourself. You know what I mean? I got all my LLCs done by Prime Corporate Services, man. PCS, they're good people, man. It's
Prime
easy.
Corporate Services.
Yeah, Prime Corporate Service.
I guess Megan, you can link that if you can.
Yeah, we'll link it in the thing below in the YouTube, and then you guys can go check them out. And then a lot of people think that they can't get started in investment because of money. I don't have any money, Kat. I don't have any money, Rob. Do we use our own money to buy any of the properties that we purchase?
Well, we're going to hit it and quit it since we're coming up on that hour. But no, we do not. We have private lenders. We use private lenders. And that's how we purchase all our properties. We do not use our own money. No, sir.
So I just sat down with a friend of mine who was he was a lender, but it's different worlds, right? So he's thinking he had to go through this big song and dance, all these fiery hoops to get pre-approved. And I'm like, no, bro. In this world over here, you're used to the traditional institutional things of doing things. Over here, my lenders will give you a loan based off of the property, not based on you. So when he was a lender. He came over here. He ended up getting a loan. He was like, dude, they didn't ask me for anything. They didn't ask me for nothing. I'm like, exactly, bro. Because it's backed by the property. So if you default on this loan, they just going to come in and take the property. They're going to get their money back. They're going to foreclose on the property and get the money back off the property. So yes, guys, every property that we purchase, never spent a dime of our own money. Every property that we purchased was always done by something we refer to as our private lenders. We have private lenders that we've raised private capital. We have an unlimited amount of capital that we can tap into at any time. Now, do we just be willy-nilly with it out there just because we can get access to a limited amount of money at any time? Do we just go out and buy 20 properties? No. You know what I mean? You got to use wisdom and apply wisdom to all things, right? You know what I'm saying? Apply wisdom to all things, but make sure that you're you know what I mean? We can help you with that. You need a lender. We can leave that link in there too, man. A lender with good interest rates, man. It's not contingent upon you or your credit or your work history. Again, guys, it's contingent upon the actual property that you're looking to purchase. But just make sure before you go to apply that you have a property in hand that you're looking to buy. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
All right, guys.
Yes.
So big. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to land this flight here, man.
Okay.
Final words. Today people are in a lot of pain. People may be looking to it's a lot of people out here hurting financially. People are losing their jobs, right? There's lack of jobs right now due to AI and things like that coming in, taking over the workplace. You know what I mean? I'm going into QTs and stuff. There's nobody even at the counter no more. It's just a machine right there. You go and you swipe your stuff and you out. You know what I mean? Like, what would you recommend, man, people do, to really get active and start getting income in today's economy.
Wow, I mean, honestly, we do not have lack of resources. That's one thing this generation, our generation, we're so blessed because we do not lack resources, meaning you can learn anything online, anything you want to learn. You can literally make money online. You can drive Uber Eats. You can do DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a computer at home, the internet service, you can
Mm-hmm.
literally make money working from home, doing data entry. You can Google work from home jobs. Like literally, there's no. I'm being totally transparent, and I'm not being mean when I say this. There's no reason for you to be broke in this day and time. There's just not. If you're willing to work, you're willing to put yourself out there, you're willing to, be able to do a Google search. I don't know, ChatGPT may be able to help you out with that. You know what I mean? ChatGPT, I'm trying to find a job from home. How can I do that? Pull up all the links for you. Like, we are so blessed to have so much information that there's really no excuses anymore out here. Like, let's start educating ourselves more. Let's start putting ourselves out there more. Trusting God more. It's really the generations is becoming godless, and there's no honor anymore for the things of God. And I really do give all of my success and everything that we have today, glory to God, right? He really did show us the way and how to get to where we are today.
For sure.
And so, man, do your research, guys. Do your research, and just have faith. I really just feel like it's just a faith thing, and just take action.
Yeah.
Take action. You won't get the position if you don't apply for the position. You won't get your first deal if you don't go looking for your first deal.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Take action and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't allow life circumstances to stagnate you or to, like Rob said, paralyze you. Like, life is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, life is going to happen. When we lost our moms, in 2023, Rob and I, we lost our moms 6 months apart. But life was happening regardless. The bills were due regardless. Like, we had to pay the bills regardless. We had a team to pay regardless. So every day we had to get up and just do the thing and have faith, crying, depressed, anxious, scared, worried, all the things. We just kept putting one foot in front of the other. So life is going to be happening, guys. You just have to keep going, man. You just have to keep going.
Yeah, boy. Life going life.
Going life.
Life is going to life, boy. I'm gonna tell you that for sure, man. But guys, man, again, guys, thank y'all for joining us today, man, on another episode of the Rob Van Harris podcast, guys.
Here. Appreciate that.
Come and enjoy your boy, man. You know what I mean? Come on and enjoy your boy and break bread real fast. You know what I mean? Man, where can the people find you at, man, on your social media platform?
Oh my goodness. What? Cat Melendez Harris?
Okay.
Cat Melendez Harris on Facebook.
Okay, Cat Melendez Harris.
And Cat Melendez on Instagram.
All right, now, guys, she's great at what she does. If you follow, my movement, and you see what we do with our flips and all of that stuff, man, she's the mastermind behind all of that stuff with the designs and all of that stuff that y'all comment on and y'all be saying is so beautiful. She's the one. I
appreciate that, guys.
She's the one, guys. She's the mastermind behind it all, man.
I like to be behind the scenes doing a thing.
And she does a lot of decor stuff on her page, right? Like, she does a lot of stuff in regards to decor, like when she's doing new decorations in the house and in the backyard. She's great at that stuff, and just on our investment properties.
Yes.
So check her out,
Thank
man.
You.
On her YouTube, guys, her YouTube channel, her Instagram, her Facebook, man. And guys, any way that we can add value to y'all, man. We're always looking to buy properties. We're always looking to fix and flip opportunities, sub 2 opportunities. If you don't know what sub 2 is, you need to watch more of this podcast so you can learn owner finance opportunities, any creative opportunities for the most part we're looking to take on right now, guys. Let's continue to get out here, guys, put our best foot forward, as we said, guys.
Yes.
Thank y'all again for joining us, guys.
Yes,
we appreciate y'all. Let's continue to go and grow. We see y'all on the next video. God bless.